We are going to learn how to trace a cartoon using a vector program. This is a free vector program that you can install on Windows or Mac if you want to. You can't install it on a Chromebook. Cannot on a Chromebook, but you can do it on a PC or a Mac. And this is what we're going to be using. It's actually, if you go to inkscape.org, you'll find this app. But there won't be any homework, but in case you need to catch up or anything like that, here's the program. And we're going to be learning how to trace a cartoon. So we're going to go open a cartoon. We're going to do like Piglet here. And with this black arrow, this is the selection tool. We're going to click on the image. And we're going to change the opacity here at the bottom left. Change the opacity to 50. Okay. And to get the layers, this layers panel, it's under object. Oh, you can't see it. You have to move it down so you can see. Object. No, still can't see it. Oh, I got to move the frame. Move this frame up. You go object, layers and objects. We got to get that panel, and fill and stroke. That's another one there. That's where they are under object, in case you can't find it. Okay, so now if you click on layers, we're going to call this image. We're going to call it image guide. You just double click on the image guide layer to rename it. Just double click. Now we don't want this paper to move, so we're going to lock it. See, there's a little lock here on this thing. Just click on the lock so it doesn't move. We're going to add another layer, so there's a little piece of paper with a green arrow. Click on that, and we're going to call this one a drawing layer, or just drawing. And don't lock that one because we need to draw on it. To zoom in, hold the control key with your left hand, and with your right hand, use the scroll wheel on your mouse to draw. We're going to be using this pen tool here on these tools here on the left. We're going to use the top one, the pen tool, and it looks like a pen. You see that? Now, if I click or click and drag and hit enter, it's going to give me a shape. And you know, I lowered the opacity on this previous layer to 50, and it also lowered the opacity on the drawing layer. So on the bottom here, change the opacity back to 100, and under fill and stroke, let me give you what a fill is. A fill, it fills the shape with a color. You can pick any color you want. And the stroke, here's that fill tab, here's the stroke tab. I can give it a color. It can be red, just to make it red. And then under stroke style, I can have the thickness. The stroke is the outline. So we have a fill and an outline, and it can be any color you want, any thickness. You can have any thickness that you want. Okay, so what we're going to be using for the brush stroke, well, let me show you what normally it looks. If we get rid of the fill, go to fill and click on the X and go to the stroke and make it black. This is what a normal line looks like, but it's all the same shape. There's no thickness to it. Oh, but that's just a line. We're going to do a shape. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to click on the delete key. And in order to have a brush stroke, we need to, you guys remember the brush stroke we did before? So I'm going to open the brush stroke. Open recent, the brush stroke. Remember the brush stroke we did on the previous assignment? This one? We made the brushes because this program doesn't have brushes. You have to make them. So I'm going to make them a little smaller and thinner. Smaller and thinner is good. And I'm going to make them all smaller and thinner. Smaller and thinner. Just going to make it smaller and thinner. There. I'm going to save it. File, save. I can use it again. Now this is the one brush. The one brush that we're going to be using is this one. So click on it and copy it. We're going to go to, and this thing keeps changing size every time I use it. Edit, copy. So I just copied that. I'm going to minimize this. And so when you copy something, I click on the pen tool, and normally it's got a none, like nothing, that's the default setting. Shape is none. But we're going to be using the clipboard. Clipboard means from the memory chip that we just copied the brush stroke. Now, normally when you do a line, you do the stroke, but we're going to do a shape. So I'll show you in a minute. It's going to get a little confusing. So to do a half curve, you only need 3 anchor points. One at each end, one in the middle. There's the other one, and then hit enter. And remember that with the drawing, you just do the stroke, but we're going to do the opposite. So you're going to click on the stroke palette and click no stroke. Go to the fill and fill it. Now this is now we have a shape. And remember we have 3 anchor points. This thing here, the move tool, you can move the entire thing like that. With this tool, the edit path, remember you have one anchor point at the end, another anchor point at the end, one in the middle. So the one in the middle, you want to add a curve. Here's a curve on the top. We're going to add a curve, and we can change. You can modify this curve to any shape you want. So we're going to try to make this shape follow this cartoon. I'm going to zoom in. So you can also move the anchor point like that. Now you see this is the anchor point, and then there's this blue thing. It's usually blue. It doesn't look bluey now. You can pull it and can change the thickness of the stroke. There's another way to do it too. If you click on the pen tool, right here under scale, you can make it smaller or bigger. But it looks like you have better control here by using the edit path. Yeah, I think you can have better control over the thickness of the brush stroke. So again, it almost looks like a Nike logo. There it is. That's it. So that's how you do that brush stroke. Now, wonder if we can get an eyebrow because it's kind of rounded at the end. So I could probably make a brush stroke. So I'm going to go back to, let's save this in case you go to save as, and put your last name first, then the little minus sign dash, first name, minus sign, and so his last name, first name, project, and we're going to call this project cartoon. Okay, so last name, first name, project, which is cartoon, and you got to save it as a SVG, scalable vector graphic. Save it. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to make another. See, do I have the brushes still in here? There's my brush. So I can actually make a copy by with the move tool. Hold down on the Alt. Oh no, it didn't copy. Let's just do edit, copy, edit, paste, and let's see if we can make it rounded at the end. So I'm going to add another anchor point here, like that. Add a curve, like that. This will be our eyebrow. This makes it a little long. Okay, there it is. I'm going to copy this, edit, copy. Then I'm going to go back to my drawing. I'm going to use that as my eyebrow. Oops, I think I started fat on the left to right, so I got to start from left to right, I think. Let's double check. So I'm going to click on my pen tool, and it's already set to clipboard, which is the memory. So start from left, center, and hit enter. Yep, I was right. And then with the edit path, select the center one. That's the only one you want to add a curve. And then on this top thing, you add a curve. Let's zoom in so we can see what we're doing. And I can move this point here and move this here. There we go, we got an eyebrow. And then there's the, is this the, yeah, this is the thickness. There we go. We got an eyebrow. So how do we do the other eyebrow? It looks like it's thicker on the other side too. Oh, okay. Let's try it. So go, it's kind of backwards, but that's okay. There you go. 1, 2, 3. And then select the center one, add a curve, adjust the curve, move it up and down to make it fit, adjust the width. There it is. So now we got 3 brush strokes done. And this looks like an eyelash. This one right here, which is like kind of like, we can actually use the eyebrow one, but do you remember the one that was just cut out? But let's see. Let's just use the eyebrow one. And we do here, here, here. Just 3 anchor points. And select the center. Add a curve here. Soften the curve, you know. And then change the thickness here with this little triangle. There we go. Now, for the eyes, you can use a circle. There's a circle template. You can use a circle like that. And if you click a second time, you notice how this changed from scale. If I click on it again, change to rotate. I can rotate the shape. And if I click on it again, I can scale it like that. So we can actually use circles for that. There. Now it looks like an eyebrow here. We can do that. And remember, start with the fat end first. Fat end first. 2, 3. Hit enter. And with the path, edit path, select the center. Add a curve. Adjust the curve. I can see the other classroom has got their film going. I can kind of loud. Hope it doesn't bother you guys. And I'm going to move this, hide it, and then here's the little blue triangle to change the shape. There. And I think these videos are only like 15 minutes long, so I probably got to stop here, maybe. And see if you get the hang of it. And this, well, let's see, we still have time. Let's do another one. I'm going to save it, file, save. And select the other brush stroke. Where's my other brush stroke? This one. Copy, edit, copy. You got to keep copying the brush strokes. And we're going to use it right here on the thing. We only have a couple of minutes, less than a minute. So point at the end, center, and then hit enter. So just 3 anchor points for a half curve. Use the edit path, select the center, and add a curve. Select the center, add a curve, adjust the curve, adjust the thickness. There. There it is. There it is. Maybe is it too thick? Let me see. Maybe it is too thick. There. There. There.